Tito. I'm coming at you guys with another one. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button as hard as you possibly can. And type in Noti Gang in the comments if you're Noti Gang. Let's shoot for 100 likes. You guys have been killing the like goals. And subscribe up, because at 7,000 subscribers, I'm giving away 2 free copies of UFC 5. Let's get into it, man. So, UFC 5 is coming soon. A lot of people have questions about the striking, the stand-up, but a big majority of the fans for this game are curious about the career mode. They're curious about the career mode. And thankfully, the EA devs actually gave us some insight to the career mode. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see what the devs say. And I want to know your guys' opinion in the comments. Are you excited for it? Because to me, it's a little iffy. So first, let's get into it. First of all, the devs said that it's going to be an onboarding process. There's going to be some more cinematics. And they're going to streamline things like training, whatever, to make it easier and smooth, right? Let's let the devs say it.
Yeah, they're going to be seeing an all-new introduction to career mode. So Valentina Shevchenko is going to welcome the player along with Coach Davis, and they're going to guide the player through their UFC career. There's going to be new cinematics, new locations, and then the refined focus on onboarding. We're also updating training camp, right? So letting players simulate the training camp and sparring drills to reach peak fitness just to get to the fight faster, because we know that training camp can really bog you down, especially when you're doing a 40-fight career multiple times.
As we can see here, like I said, they're going to streamline, the training to make training a lot easier in regards to not being so monotonous. It's going to be more of an onboarding process, and that's what I really got from that. More cinematics. Now, EA Sports UFC 4's career mode was kind of hyped up to be, at least in the trailers and stuff, it seemed like it was going to be like a Fight Night Champion, like an actual story mode. We didn't get that. Of course we didn't get that. It was pretty bad. No story really. There was like 2, maybe 3 cutscenes. It was bad. UFC 5, they're saying it's going to be an onboarding process. A little more, they said there's going to be more cinematics. I don't know how much more means. It's very vague. They're not telling us, but to me, it doesn't sound like we're going to have a story. And the reason I say that is because if we had a story, they would advertise it as such. They would say, yeah, we have this amazing story. You work your way from the ground up, do this, do that. There's a story involved in the career mode. But no, it didn't say that. They just said there's more cinematics. So I'm going to assume there's a few more cutscenes, but other than that, there's no story. I'm going to assume. So for you guys that were hoping for a Fight Night Champion like story mode in UFC 5, I'm sorry. Now, for the onboarding, I do like this. You have Valentina Shevchenko and Coach Davis. They're going to onboard you into the game. So just like UFC 4, as soon as you load into the game, you're going to probably be greeted with Valentina Shevchenko and Coach Davis, and you're going to be onboarded. So this is going to show you the controls, the tutorials. Now, I would highly recommend looking at these because some of the controls have changed, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to learn out how the grappling works. That's the biggest thing. There's a new grappling system, so we're going to figure out how the grappling works. Yeah, so that's number 1. Also, it's a W that they, made training go smoother. Number 2 that they talked about the ability. They talked about the ability for sponsorships, for basically kind of like brand deals in NBA 2K, right? For endorsements. That's what they call it in 2K. They talked about the abilities for that and new fan social media interaction. I was never really a fan of the social media interaction with the fans because it never really meant much to the actual story. It never really did anything for you. But hopefully they can implement it better this year, and maybe there's going to be, some perks to actually doing it. They said that. Let's let the devs say it.
With that, we've added a lot more stuff. There's in-game, there's fan social media challenges where fans are going to ask you to do certain things in a fight, and it's up to you to accept it or not. And if you accept it, you'll get more hype and more fans for your upcoming fight. But if you decline it, you're going to have a pissed off fan that's going to reply to you and say, hey, you didn't do the thing I wanted you to do, and whatever.
Oh, you muted yourself, Ramen.
Sorry, I hit my space button. Sorry. And then there's also new sponsorships in career mode. So there's Prime Hydration, Toyo Tires, ESPN Plus, Venom. They're all sponsors that will try to get you to sign on to them, and that again will give you more social media opportunities to do more things. But again, the more time you spend on social media, the less time you have training, and then that will affect your upcoming fight as well.
See here, they talk about basically, a fan will say, hey, do this in your fight, and if you do it, they'll maybe, shout you out, or if you don't, they'll say something. He didn't go too deep into that, but there's also going to be endorsements. So like with things like Venom, the tire place, there's going to be endorsements. So that definitely is going to be interesting. Hopefully it gives you some more evolution points or some more chance to earn some money, some virtual currency. But we'll see how that goes. But for the big thing, for one of the bigger things, besides there not being really a deep story, ability to choose your fighting modes or your game modes or game style. For you stand and bang lovers, for those of you who buy the game just to stand up on your feet and fight, who try to turn it into a kickboxing game, this is for you. Let's see what the dev said about it.
Right, the career mode, and that's going to change the way you're going to play career mode. So if you do want to play a career mode that's fully stand and bang, you have that opportunity this year. And then you can also play simulation career mode for our much more fan immersed UFC players who want to play a very simulation career mode. That doesn't mean it has to be hard either. You can play a very easy AI career with a simulation game style.
Dev said that they have game styles. There's even an arcade style, I believe. That was said in a different part of the video, but there's an arcade style, there's a simulation style, which I'm definitely going to be playing. That's the style you'll fight on online World Rank Championships. It's a simulation. It's probably the hardest, I'd imagine. And there's even a stand and bang mode. So for you stand and bangers, this is definitely going to be a good thing for you. But that's really all the my career news we got. There's probably not going to be a cinematic, like a crazy good story like Fight Night Champion. It's going to be used as an onboarding process to teach you certain things. So hopefully it helps people learn the grappling pretty well, learn the ins and outs of the striking pretty well. And there's endorsements and there's game styles. So you can choose simulation, you can choose what arcade, I believe, and you can choose stand and bang. So that's pretty good. I like the variability in what you can do, what you can choose. So it sounds like it's going to be decent, not going to be great. I don't expect it to be great, but you guys let me know. Is this a letdown? Is this a bummer? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, if you haven't already, subscribe up. 7K subscribers giving away 2 copies of UFC 5, and if you made it this far, put McDonald's in the comments. Let me know you're an OG. I appreciate you guys. It's your boy T-Dog, and I'm out.